Isang love letter para sa'yo. Feast servant. Servant mahal. Alam namin napapagod ka rin. Minsan nagdududa. Yung nakakapansin ba? Yung mga simpleng bagay na ginagawa mo. Yung tahimik na dasal. Yung pabor na hindi mo na mabilang. Yung pagngiti kahit sa loob-loob mo, hirap. Yung pagtulong kahit walang pumapalakpak. Pero gusto namin malaman mo, nakikita ka. Ni Lord at ng mga taong pinaglilingkuran mo. Sa bawat sakripisyo, sa bawat maliit na oo, nakikita ka. Hindi to tungkol sa dami ng ginagawa. Hindi sa laki ng posisyon, kundi sa laki ng puso. Sa pagmamahal mong hindi humihinto. Itong feast natin, ang tahanan na to, nabuo dahil sa mga pusong katulad ng sayo. Hindi to nagsimula sa ilaw, o sa tugtugan, o magandang LED wall. Nagsimula to sa isang taong nagsabi ng, sige, ako na lang. Nagambag, nagpakita, nanalangin, habang wala nakatingin. Tapos dumami tayo. May sariling feast, may sariling LG, may sariling service. At sa bawat kwento at usad ng oras, laging may servant katulad mo na punong-puno ng halaga. At kung makakalimutan mong mahalaga ka, eto ang paalala. Nakikita ka. At sa puso ng community na to, mahal na mahal ka.
Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Patnubay at gabay ng magulang ay kailangan sa mga batang manonood.
Your weekly recap from yours truly on our DP24 General TV with your host, Dear Paul. Hey, good evening, and this is Durable speaking, and we are now live again on our Sweethearts Insiders, whereas we are about to give you some recap on what happened last time or on the past few weeks, should we say. And of course, we will be having a recap on what happened, especially that last Tuesday we've got Fizz Salcedo on our mix. Then of course, the Wednesday Bible Study Block that got aired particularly on our Kafister sweethearts are interested in the Bible studies. And by the way, we have some announcement here. Feast Opus TV and Vista Gig TV will begin this 11 April 2026 on our DP24 General TV. And likewise, Wednesday Bible Study Block for the next Wednesday, this 1st of April, we will be having a recap on the Holy Week verses. Especially that we are observing the Holy Week. Particularly most of us are going home to their hometowns, and in observance of the Holy Week and Paschal Triduum, our regular programming will be preempted and normal programming will resume on 7th April 20 or 6th of April 2026. We don't know what this would be heading up to, but of course we have to slow down and settle our obligation as our fellow Catholics here, particularly on what's happening right here, right now. And we need to go for this betterment of our, faith and beliefs that we had. And by the way, we have came across this issue that got occurred in Bacoor City. But of course, we cannot air the video that came across from threads. Of course, we have to verify once again, especially that this got so viral and some parties are getting involved in this viral madness that got caught on cam, but due to possibility of a libelous or defamatory content and even a countersuit, we are going to air only the audio version of the clip that we got on threads. But here's the warning to everyone, especially to our ladies right there. We have to be more careful, extra careful, in a sense that precautionary measures has to be exercise as well. Such issues that got occurred, but of course upon verification, it was a mistake. And of course, this has been taken down. And likewise, we have to be more prudent and careful on what we are airing. But nevertheless, we have to be more extra vigilant. And by the way, there are several posts that got came across to ours. Of course, we are issuing now a stern warning to commercial establishments, especially that if they are going to reject all forms of digital identification card that are found on eGov app, is hereby a crime, and you could get sanctioned with a huge fines and imprisonment. Citing the Philippine Identification Act, that is Republic Act 11055, or particularly the Section 19 of RA 11055, they are required to accept the digital identification card, especially when it comes to national ID. Otherwise, they could face a class action lawsuit for rejecting such digital IDs that are found on the eGov.ph app. And what we have been came across here that some of our social media users here in the Philippines have reported that their social media accounts got disabled by Meta. But of course, we will never tolerate such automatic disabling without proper due process. Otherwise, they could get sanctioned as well by law. And that's why these are policy that we will never air anymore. The live broadcast all over Facebook, not even on Instagram, and Threads, all of the live broadcast or stream. Since they had deployed indiscriminately the AI-based mechanisms that they shouldn't be doing from 2022, where they are so problematic already. And likewise, Philippine news agency got hit by this, but they have been summoned by the Philippine government to restore, or else they could get hit by the lawsuit. And now, as promised, we will be having to reactivate our Saturday programming this 11th of April, particularly on the upcoming Feast Opus TV and or Feast Tagig TV. That will be aired this Saturday in order for us to address the backlogs or even the drought brought by the vacancy following the transfer of the time slot of Feast Dasmariñas TV from Saturday afternoon to Sunday evening. I mean Sunday morning rather. And likewise, post-feast afterthoughts will be aired this Sunday evening where it is practicable. And likewise, once again, Feast of Opus TV and or Feast Taguig TV will begin this 11th April 2026. So please stay tuned right here on our DP24 General TV for this latest programming that will be aired exclusively for the simulcast. Especially that we cannot tolerate anymore the automatic deletion of the previous feast sessions and that are considered as lost library already. And likewise, we are very particular with this upcoming programming that will be aired very soon, especially that we are yet to be sure on where it could be aired for DP24 General TV this Good Friday, especially with regards to the Siete Palabras that we have to forge a partnership as well. And likewise, we are going to observe the Holy Week recollection, and hopefully this should be aired also on both Facebook and YouTube channels of the entire Feast Cavite district this Saturday, as long as it is practicable for everyone. And by the way, we are heading towards a new chapter for our Mapping 101 Thursdays. Especially that we are about to begin a new chapter since we are here already in Quezon City, and now we are going to have a better and stronger Mapping 101 Thursdays. Hopefully everyone else will be here, or will be better rather, and commuting times will be much better if everyone will be able to cooperate well with the authorities. Manila City Government, for instance, will begin some sort of service contracting wherein jeepneys will be used for the upcoming Libreng Sakay, whereas government will be able to provide the libreng sakay for our fellow commuters, particularly on the rising cost of fuel that got into, you know, inconvenient situation, decreasing trips for buses in some of the city bus lines mentioned, particularly those owned and operated by private entities. And hopefully, subsidies could ease some sort of problematic cost that got incurred. But hopefully, everyone is well, especially at these times of difficulties when, even though difficulty abounds, well, let's listen to this. God will provide even though we had so much difficulties that we have been going through. And of course, nothing is impossible with God. Hopefully, at this point, we will be having another part of Sweethearts Insiders, where we have to monitor all of these commuting trips coming from Araneta, Cubao, going back to Dasmariñas City. But we're yet to be sure if we could make it over to the last trip as promised, on or before 10 in the evening from Araneta, Cubao. But since we have less time already for some sort of, checking and doing some stuff that needs to be cleared, well, we have to rearrange everything as needed. So, without further ado, we will be having some discussions we have to pay for the protection, pay for the provisions, and even pray for peace of mind, especially at these challenging times that we are facing right now. And before we go, We have to advise everyone that we have to go for the betterment. Particularly, we have some commitments going on. Of course, let's always remember to be safe, be well, stay strong, stay sane, stay dry, and you are loved. This has been your Interpol. Have a good night, sweet dreams, and I love you.
Isang love letter para sa'yo, Feast Servant. Servant mahal. Alam namin napapagod ka rin. Minsan nagdududa. Yung nakakapansin ba? Yung mga simpleng bagay na ginagawa mo, yung tahimik na dasal, yung pabor na hindi mo na mabilang, yung pagngiti kahit sa loob-loob mo, hirap. Yung pagtulong kahit walang pumapalakpak. Pero gusto namin malaman mo, nakikita ka. Ni Lord, at ng mga taong pinaglilingkuran mo. Sa bawat sakripisyo, sa bawat maliit na oo, nakikita ka. Hindi ito tungkol sa dami ng ginagawa. Hindi sa laki ng posisyon, kundi sa laki ng puso. Sa pagmamahal mong hindi humihinto. Itong feast natin, ang tahanan na to, nabuo dahil sa mga pusong katulad ng sayo. Hindi ito nagsimula sa ilaw, o sa tugtugan, o magandang LED wall. Nagsimula to sa isang taong nagsabi ng, sige, ako na lang. Nagambag, nagpakita, nanalangin, habang wala nakatingin. Tapos dumami tayo. May sariling feast, may sariling LG, may sariling service. At sa bawat kwento at usad ng oras, laging may servant katulad mo na punong-puno ng halaga. At kung makakalimutan mong mahalaga ka, eto ang paalala. Nakikita ka. At sa puso ng community na to, mahal